Hello guys, my name is Mr. Gamers and welcome to a series which I'm going to call the basics of Adobe Premiere Pro. So I've got Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2013 here, and I'm going to teach you the basics of how to use it and some awesome editing principles. Right, to start off with, we're going to create a new project. We're going to call this project Basics in Premiere Tutorial. Okay. I'm going to switch to the workspace in which you guys should see. Okay, this should look a little better. Right, so first you want to head over to, it should be default selected, I'm pretty sure. Okay, first we're going to head over to Project. Now I've got a series of clips here, and we're going to make it into a short thing. So I'm going to drag the clips in that I want to use. Okay, there we go. Right, so I've just dragged in my stock footage that I took. Okay, now the first step to editing is you need to pick a sequence. You need to pick a some settings for a sequence. Now these settings are generally based on what camera you shot this on. For example, for this, I'm going to be using some rough settings because it's not 100% correct, but I'm going to use some rough settings because that's as close as I can get. If you see your actual camera on here, so for example a Red Epic or maybe an XD cam, HD, go for that. If you're shooting on a DSLR, mirror or mirrorless, just go DSLR, choose the appropriate resolution and go, for this I'm going to create a 720p 60 FPS 60 frames a second sequence shot on a DSLR. Okay, now you want to make these settings match what you want to, what your camera is. So you want to make it essentially match what you want to output. So I've composited mine here. I don't want it composited in linear color. I'm going to call this sequence 1. Okay, now you want to drag the clips in the order you want them to appear. So for example, I'm just going to drop. Now it might ask this if there's a conflict. If you want it to be the same, the sequence to be the same as the camera, this is often a good way to cheat to set the sequence settings. Make the sequence just any old thing, just even Red Epic, it'll automatically change it up. So for example, mine has said there's a mismatch because this is a 720p sequence, not a 1080p sequence, and all the stock footage is in 1080p. But for the purpose of performance during this tutorial, I'm going to keep it at a 720p sequence. Okay, scale to frame size, and I'm going to do that for every clip now. Okay, I'm going to take out the audio. Now if you want to get it like I have it now, we'll zoom that in so it's easier. To zoom it in, grab this little bar down here with your mouse and move to the left or the right to zoom in. Okay, now to get it how I have it, go timeline display settings and then expand all tracks. I've already got it expanded because I just did it. One thing you also might want to do is go up to edit, keyboard shortcuts. If you're an Avid editor, Final Cut Pro editor, or want the CS6 keyboard layout, now on the default Premiere one, there's a very basic one that's missing that doesn't have a keyboard shortcut that really should have one. It's Add Edit. Now if you are like me and you do a lot of editing, or you plan to do a lot of editing, you want to add this shortcut. Make it something that's on your keyboard that you know exactly where it is, that you're very efficient and fast with it. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Once you've dragged in all your footage you're going to use, as we can see here, I've got all of mine. Okay, now, first thing you might want to do is go through and cut the footage where you want it to be. So if you have your handy dandy add edit tool, or you can use the cut tool here. So now our sequence so far looks like this in the first 2 minutes. Notice how there's that jump cut? We want to remove that jump cut. So I've created a custom bin here because these are stuff I use all the time, like constant gain, cross dissolve, dip to black, white, exponential fade, and treble, because I have a lapel mic. If you want to find these, we're going to be adding a video transition. I can add a dip to black, I think. And there we go. Dip to black. And there we go. Dun, dun. There we go. Okay, so now you've added a transition. There's color correction. You can also do color correction within Premiere, although we'll get to that in a later episode. This is this episode will be more of just a gloss over, more than an actual full-flung tutorial. So as you can see, if we play this straight out, even render it in full. Okay, and I'm going to cut this footage here actually, because I reckon this is sort of what editing is. Just it's essentially playing around with something until you see something you like. And actually there's a slight stuff up with the cameraman that shot this, so I'm going to make that disappear like that. And we've got a simple little sequence. Actually I like that a bit shorter. Okay, see, there we go. We've got a nice little quick sequence I just done. Okay, now there's a lovely nice white bar there for us. Okay, now the next thing, once you've cut your simple clip like that, and once you've cut your simple clip like this, one of the next steps you want to do is render it. Now you can do this, make sure you make saves all the time, because you will accidentally stuff up, trust me. Okay, now you can either go Control M or File, Export, Media. Okay. Oh, I need that. Now we need to set the sequence. Now we're going to set how we want to export it. So I'm going to set mine to, I want to export mine in H.264, and I want in a high bit rate, medium bit rate. For me, I'm going to remove the ability to do that. That's in CC 2014. So if you're going to export this to YouTube, I'm going to export this at a 720p 2997 codec that looks like this. There we go. Cool thing. Source. There we go. Okay, now output name. Here is where you can select where you want it to go. So I'm going to set mine to go in my videos folder, and I'm going to call it sequence 1. Okay, now you can choose to export audio and video, or you can click export. And there we go. You have successfully completed simple editing in Adobe Premiere Pro 2013. This applies to 2014, 2015, any future versions, 2016. It'll apply in almost every version. Simple Premiere. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and all that awesome stuff you guys do. I'll catch you in the next Adobe Premiere Basics tutorial.